Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brock Page, and if you want to save yourself some time, feel free to check out my picks for this video in the description section below. Finished last night at 14-12 with a push out of 27 total picks for a win percentage of 54.4%. We're going to start this broadcast with my teaser right out of the gate. I surveyed 6 games, picked 3 winners, purchased 5 points, and teased it. Welcome to my crowd pleaser teaser, where I got OKC getting half a point against Memphis. I also have the over 197 in that very same game, and I couldn't resist. I had to throw Houston +2 on the spread in there. Typically, I try to curb volume when it comes to the teasers, but I had to have all those picks, had to have them. Remember, all of these bets have to come in order to get paid. I know for a fact that you already know that. Just know that I will never come on to this program claiming credit for winning picks on teaser bets unless they all come in. If I record my record as 8-2, that absolutely does not include teaser bets. If I hit a single 4-game teaser, I've gone 1-0 on that pick, not 4-0. If I hit 3 games out of 4 on a teaser, guess what? That's a losing pick. 0-1, not 3-1. Of course, nobody would be silly enough to pull off those hijinks. What am I talking about? Moving on to the real picks, I got the New York Knicks laying 1.5 at home against Philadelphia, and 59% of the bettors agree with me. The Knicks cover nearly 70% of the time going in the games as the favorite, while going over the total points in 2 of their last 3. Once again, New York minus 1.5 on the spread, the over 209, and the Knicks laying 135, winning this one outright for some Moneyline cash. Next game, I got OKC laying 4.5 at home against Memphis, and 65% of the bettors agree with me there as well. When the spread's around 4.5, OKC has covered a ridiculous 89% of those games. Once again, OKC wins minus 4.5, the over 202, and OKC laying 210 on the money line, winning this one outright. Next game, I got Boston laying 5.5 on the spread at home against Washington, with 66% of the money on the Boston Celtics. When facing teams playing around 500 ball, Boston is covering a staggering 80% of the time. Once again, Boston Celtics minus 5.5, the under 218.5, and Boston laying 270 outright for some Moneyline cash. Next game, I got Houston minus 3 at Minnesota, with 75% of the bettors in agreement. Houston covers an amazing 82% of the time against teams winning less than 45% of their games. Once again, Houston Rockets laying the 3 on the spread, the under 220, and Houston laying 155 outright for some Moneyline cash. Next game, I got Orlando plus 11.5 at the LA Clippers with the under 209. When the spread's around 11.5, the Magic's covered a befuddling 100% of those games. Once again, Orlando Magic plus 11.5 on the spread, the under 209, and the LA Clippers laying 600 outright for some Moneyline cash. Next and final game, I got the Cleveland Cavs minus 3.5 on the spread at Portland, with 75% of the money on Cleveland. That said, the Portland Trailblazers have sadly covered a dismal 20% of their games as the official home underdogs. Once again, Cleveland wins on the spread, laying 3.5, the over 220, and the Cavaliers laying 175 outright for some Moneyline cash. I surveyed 6 games, picked 3 winners, purchased 5 points, and teased it. I'm just kidding. We already covered that at the beginning of the show. For Brock Page predictions and sports picks, I'm Brock Page. Have yourself a positive day.